So hopefully you've taken a few minutes to think about these problems before you've just said, no, I can't do it, and I'm giving up. And hopefully my hint about, this is testing the definition of the derivative did spark your interest in thinking about, okay, well, the definition of the derivative says that f prime of a is equal to the limit as h goes to 0 of f of a plus h minus f of a all over h, and it's also equal to the limit as x goes to a of f of x minus f of a all over x minus a. Remember that started out as the slope of the tangent, and then we've redefined that as our derivative. So these limits, even though they're saying evaluate the limit, what it's really saying is use your understanding that this is the definition of the derivative and find the derivative. So the first thing you need to do is find what f of x is and what a is. So for this function, you have f of a plus h minus f of a. So your a is going to be 10. Your f of x, remember this whole thing, 10 plus h went in for x. So f of x is actually x cubed. Now this limit is equal to f prime of a, which here is 10. Now instead of doing the limit, you have a much more efficient method to evaluate that limit now. You have the power rule. So f prime of x is equal to 3x squared. So f prime of 10, plug in 10 into that derivative, and you get 300. Now that you have the idea, I would suggest pausing the video, trying the other two, and then coming back to check your answers. Okay, so hopefully you've tried the other two questions, and now you're just checking your answers. So this form tends to be a little bit easier for people to see because you have f of x minus f of a over x minus a. So a here is 8. F of x is the cube root of x. Now for us to be able to use the power rule, I'm going to change it into x to the 1/3. So f prime is going to be 1/3 x to the negative 2/3. I'm going to plug in 8. F prime of 8 is 1 over 3, 8 to the 2/3. So I'm just popping that down onto the bottom because it's easier for me to see what I have to do. Now 8 to the 2/3 means take the third root, which is 2, and then square it, which is 4. So I get 1 over 3 times 4, which is 1/12, which is b. So the next one is one that we would not have been able to do before, so you could not have solved this by rationalizing or by multiplying out like the other two. This is a question that there is just not another way to do the question unless you understand it's the definition of the derivative. So here my a is pi over 3. So cosine of x is my function, and that means my derivative of cosine is negative sine, and then I plug in pi over 3, so negative sine of pi over 3, and the sine of pi over 3 is root 3 over 2, but it is negative, so it's negative root 3 over 2.